Greetings viewers, welcome to my video. I am Andra from 11 Theresia and right now I will be explaining about Indonesia's strategic location as the world's maritime axis. This video serves as a project to my teacher Mr. Andhi. I would like to apologize in advance if I misspell anything or names. Please enjoy my video. Let us get on with the material, shall we? First of all, what does Zamur Katulistiwa mean? Of course, we all know that it's the title of the song by the legendary singer Krisha. But in this case, Zamur Katulistiwa means it's one of the nicknames given to Indonesia due to its location that passes the equator or Katulistiwa. Country rich for its natural diversity and thus the local have to cherish. Now let's get on. The first one, when we want to understand our country, we need to understand it by the physiographic location. So what does physiographic location mean? Physiographic location means the location of a certain country, in this case Indonesia, based on its physical form. We have multiple physiographical location. The first one that we will explain is the astronomical location. It is based on latitude and longitude line. Previously, I have mentioned the definition of astronomical location, have I? So, where does Indonesia located? It is located from 6th north latitude until 11th south latitude, and 95 east longitude and 141 east longitude. And next, it's the geographical location. What does geographical location mean? It's the location of Indonesia based on its surrounding. So Indonesia is located between the Indian and the Pacific Ocean and the continent Asia on top of Indonesia, the north side, and then Australia on the south side. And then let's go to the next. We have the geological location. What does it mean? Geological location is the location of Indonesia based on its mountainous routes. I will recite the geological location of Indonesia. Indonesia is located on the meeting point of two mountain circums, Mediterranean on the west side and then Pacific on the east side. And then it's between three plates, Australian, Eurasian, and Pacific. Let's go to the next one, maritime location. What does maritime means? It means the ocean and all information regarding the sea. So Indonesia is located, it faced the Teduh Ocean on the east side, Indian Ocean on the south side, and the South China Sea on the north side. Now, I think it's quite unfamiliar for you to understand this particular location. It's the geomorphological location. What does it mean? It means the location is determined by the country, what's happening in the country itself. So I'm just gonna read this. Different temperatures that affected plants, minerals inside soil, demographic rate or people, and then lastly the numbers of infrastructures. The more infrastructures existed in the country, the lesser the geomorphological, and it also works vice versa. After we define the locations of Indonesia, now let us go to the next, which is the effects of Indonesia's strategic locations. The first one is the effect of astronomical location. We have high temperature. What do you mean by that? Indonesia is located on the equator, so of course it has more exposure to the sun, compared to other countries from the north and the south. Next one, we have high rate of precipitation or rain. The third one, we have higher chance of zenithal or equator rain. What does it mean? Zenithal or equator rain means when the rain falls but the sun is still up ahead. You can imagine that by yourself. The fourth one, we have high biodiversity. As you can see, Indonesia is rich from animal ranges and also plant ranges. And also we have 3 time zones. I have the illustration on this right side. On the west side of Indonesia, from Sumatra until Java, we have also parts of Kalimantan. We have the Waktu Indonesia Barat, and then Waktu Indonesia Tengah, and Waktu Indonesia Timur. The WIB is GMT plus 7, Greenwich time, and then plus 8, plus 9, and so on. let's go to the next, which is the advantages of astronomical locations. First, we have Indonesia doesn't have any two extreme seasons. We only have dry season and rainy season. Also, we have immense tropical forests. Indonesia is one of the most diverse in terms of forests and other natural resources. And also, we have diverse flora and fauna. I have previously mentioned about this. And then the fourth one, of course, with all of this diversity, we have high rate of tourism, especially in forest, in Bali, and anywhere else. Let's go to the next, which is the effect of geographical location. First, of course, we are located between two massive oceans and continents. Of course, it has effect on our country. First, our country is the center of trade routes. As seen from the history, I have the illustration here. That's why the Dutch came to trade to get our spices and so on. And then our country is sea-centered climate, so the wind and stuff, just like the third point, west and east monsoon winds from Asia and from Australia. And then the fourth one, what is this Pangkaroba season? Pangkaroba seasons are unpredictable seasons, and it affects humans' health negatively, of course. Now let's go to the next, which is the effect of geological location. I will recite this. Indonesia has basic characteristics from Himalaya, and then acidic characteristics from the Pacific because we are between two mountain circums. And the next one, we have high number of volcanoes lead to a more prosperous land. Of course, it makes sense. After a volcano erupted, land became more prosperous for fields and crops. And the third one, Indonesia has higher occurrence of natural resources. Disasters, I mean. We have discussed about Indonesia's strategic location. So right now we will discuss about Indonesia's territorial location. From before is strategic, this one is territorial. How do Indonesia defend and make a law out of its location? Now the first one, what do you mean by Indonesia as the world's maritime axis? As you can see, that's the title of this whole topic. So I will explain the definition of it. As you can see, Indonesia is the most populous, not really populated country with the islands in this case. So of course that makes sense regarding Indonesia as the world's maritime axis. It makes Indonesia the center of trade route, and then Indonesia also implements sea routes. Of course, I think those are reasons why Indonesia is called as the world's maritime axis. You can't find any other countries like Indonesia in the world, right? And also because of, just like what we studied earlier, the strategic locations of Indonesia. My explanation earlier was a bit shallow. So if you want to check for more detail, you can always check out this informative video in YouTube. You can just click the link here. Okay, let's go to the next. What is UNCLOS? UNCLOS is the short of United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. What's that? It's a conference regarding laws of Indonesia's territorial location, maritime location, from the year 1982. It has three categories, which are Laut Territorial, Landas Kontinen, and Zona Ekonomi Eksklusif. I would like to apologize in advance because the information I got regarding these three categories of UNCLOS, they are all in Bahasa. So I am right now trying my best to somehow translate them into English for you to understand better. So they have different points from each other. Laut Territorial, even though they are different, they basically saying the same thing. It's just different. The name's different, and yeah. So what are the main points of each categories of UNCLOS? Laut Territorial, Landas Kontinen, and Zona Ekonomi Eksklusif. What are the difference of those three? So let us continue one by one. Here I will recite the points of Laut Territorial, Landas Kontinen, and Zona Ekonomi Eksklusif. I will not discuss any further because of course it gets too detailed for this video. The first one, laut territorial. Laut territorial has 12 miles of borders from the sea, and then of course it affects the air, the bottom of the ocean, and the ground under it. Every aspects of borders. And also in laut territorial, Indonesia is between Malaysia and Singapore. Let's go to the next, which is landas continent. What is the main points of landas continent? Landas continent has maximum of 200 miles of sea from the nearest island, and also just like laut territorial, it considers all of the aspects from air, the ground below the ground, everything. And then it foreigners are allowed to explore, but to exploit, no, they cannot exploit Indonesia's sea or any other territories in Indonesia. And even though foreign ships, they may sail across it, but they cannot across it without Indonesia's before they tell Indonesian government, I mean. And in landas continent, Indonesia is between India, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Australia, and Papua New Guinea as their neighbors. Now let's go to the last one, Zona Ekonomi Eksklusif or ZEE. Just like landas continent, it has maximum of 200 miles of territory from the nearest island, and also they have the same regulation just like landas continent regarding the foreign ships, whether or not they can exploit Indonesia's waters. And also in Zona Ekonomi Eksklusif, Indonesia is between Filipina and Australia. I'm so sorry. Now let's go to the next. What is tol laut, and why do I write the future of routes and connectors in Indonesia? So as you can see, tol laut is defined as sea routes in English. Yes, that's that clear. But we need to go deeper. Tol laut is not like routes on the bottom of the sea. No, it is not like that. It's very different. It's actually a route for cargo ships to sail across the sea and basically connect Indonesia. It's a very innovative way to transport cargoes and logistics, and it has been implemented in so many places in Indonesia. From my research, there have been 7 or 8 routes of tol laut in Indonesia. All have been here from around 2000 something. So let's go to the next one, shall we? Here I have the illustration of tol laut. As you can see, the cargo ship, and it explicitly written tol laut. Now let's go to the next. Here I have Deklarasi Djuanda. What is it? It's a convention, a perjanjian, or a decree established at 13 December 1957 by Insinyur Haji Djuanda Kartawijaya. Yes, he's one of the national heroes that, of course, we can see from name of an airport, roads, and everything. What's the main points of Deklarasi Djuanda? Inside Deklarasi Djuanda, we can see the fight between Indonesian government and also the Dutch decree of TZMKO. I will not say it in what's the long version of it because it's in Dutch. And also it liberated Indonesia's sea because previously in Dutch TZMKO, Indonesia's territory were very small and not free for the locals to exploit wholesome. Meanwhile, Deklarasi Djuanda gave us the freedom to control over our own waters at our own will, of course. And here I have the complete map of Indonesia, just like what I sent earlier during a project. And here are some facts and what makes you probably proud of Indonesia. We have over 34 provinces from Aceh to Papua, and we have 13 sea. I will only name Laut Banda, Java Sea, and everything else. And we also have 52 straits or selat. So that concludes all of this topic. In conclusion, Indonesia is a very, very diverse country of islands and biodiversity, and we all locals have to cherish it whether we want it or not, because we young generations are the future of Indonesia. So we have to keep it, we have to maintain its beauty before it's too late. I'm Andra from 11 Theresia. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would like to apologize again if I do any mistakes. Thank you and have a nice day!